At my wedding to Lily Wayne, her male best friend, Chase Axford, took the stage as the man of honor to give a speech. He was wearing a white suit identical to mine, one I had personally selected. I had once thought of it as a testament to our brotherhood. Now, standing there, he casually draped his arm around Lily's shoulders, grinning at the audience. Honestly, I'm more nervous than the groom today. After all, I've watched our little Lily take every step to get here. He paused for effect. In the future, Jason, if you ever dare to bully her, I'll be the first one to step in. I won't let it slide. Thunderous applause erupted from the floor, guests cooing over their heavenly friendship. Lily was moved to tears, turning to look at me with shimmering eyes. Honey, you don't mind, do you? Chase and I, it's just pure friendship. I smiled, picking up the microphone. Of course I don't mind. The room went quiet. I paused, letting the silence stretch before my voice rang out clearly across the banquet hall. To thank Mr. Axford for taking such good care of my wife all these years, I prepared a special gift. I snapped my fingers. The massive LED screen behind me instantly lit up. The image on the screen was the master bedroom of our new house. Chase was shirtless, hugging Lily from behind, helping her zip up her wedding dress. I had designed that dress. The zipper was placed specifically so I could be the one to zip it. The applause below cut off instantly. Everyone stared dead at the screen, the air in the room seemingly solidifying. The happy smile on Lily's face froze, the color draining from her cheeks until she was ghostly pale. Her lips trembled, but no words came out. The smugness on Chase's face turned into panic, and he instinctively dropped his arm from Lily's shoulder. I looked at them, the arc of my smile widening. Don't panic, I said. The gift is just beginning. On the video, Chase's hand slid down the zipper, resting on Lily's bare back. Lily didn't flinch. She even closed her eyes slightly, leaning into the touch. A collective gasp of shock rippled through the audience. My mother stood up, trembling with rage, pointing a shaking finger at the stage. Lily, you. Lily's parents turned deathly pale. Her father gripped the tablecloth so hard his knuckles turned white, his lips quivering. I raised the microphone again, my voice terrifyingly calm. Everyone please, calm down. This is just their daily routine of friendship. I sneered. After all, Chase is Lily's family, closer than a real brother. On screen, the video continued. Timestamp, February 14th, 3:00 p.m. Location, the apartment Lily and I shared. I was away on a business trip that day, having pre-ordered her favorite cake and flowers. In the video, Chase held a set of keys, boldly unlocking my front door. I recognized those keys. Lily had said they were a spare set, left at Chase's place just in case she forgot hers. Chase practiced familiarity, slipping into my slippers, walking to the fridge, taking out the limited edition cold brew I had bought for Lily and downing it in one go. Then, he swaggered into our bedroom. The feed switched to the bedroom camera. Lily was lying on the bed, scrolling through her phone. Seeing Chase enter, she merely lifted her eyelids lazily. What are you doing here? Chase laughed, diving onto the bed and hugging her from behind. Missed you. Your hubby isn't home, so Big Bro is here to keep you company. Lily laughed, pushing him playfully. Get off, you smell like sweat. Despite her words of rejection, her body showed zero resistance. The two of them wrestled playfully on our wedding bed, their laughter piercing. The expressions of the guests below shifted from shock to whispering and finally to undisguised contempt. Lily's bridesmaids, the women who had been praising this divine friendship just seconds ago, now looked like chickens being choked, glancing at each other in silence. Lily finally reacted. She let out a scream and lunged toward the projector like a madwoman. Turn it off. Jason, turn it off right now. Two security guards in black suits appeared from nowhere, blocking her path firmly. I had paid a premium for them, just for today. She struggled, crying and screaming, looking deranged. You lunatic! Why are you doing this to me? I looked at her coldly. I'm a lunatic. Lily, you forced my hand. 3 months ago, I accidentally discovered Chase had a key to our house. When I questioned Lily, she brushed it off lightly. Oh, don't overthink it. What if I forget my keys one day? It's convenient to leave a set with him. She had glared at me. He's my buddy, closer than a brother. You're being so petty about this. That day, we had a huge fight. That was also the day I installed cameras throughout the house. I want to see just how pure this friendship, supposedly closer than blood, really was. The video feed switched again. Timestamp, late night, 6 months ago. Location, Chase's studio apartment. Lily was running a high fever, lying on his bed, her face flushed. I remember that day. I was in a neighboring city for a crucial project bid, pulling 2 consecutive all-nighters. I had called Lily, and she said it was just a cold. She took medicine and told me to focus on work. She said Chase would bring her some medicine, so I wouldn't worry. I was so grateful back then, I even sent Chase a text. "Bro, thanks for looking after Lily." Chase had replied instantly. "Don't worry, I got her." Thinking back now, it was pure irony. In the video, Chase was spoon-feeding Lily porridge, his movements dripping with tenderness. Lily was feverish and dazed, sweat soaking her pajamas. Chase studied her for a moment, then reached out and began unbuttoning her shirt. Lily seemed to struggle weakly, mumbling, "Don't." Chase leaned down, whispering in her ear, "Wearing wet clothes will make you sicker. Let me help you change, be a good girl." His voice carried an irresistible, hypnotic quality. Then, button by button, he undid her top. The screen went black at that point, but I knew what happened that night. Because the next day, I saw a photo on Chase's private social media feed, one visible only to him and Lily. The background was his bed. Lily was wearing an obviously oversized men's t-shirt, sleeping soundly. The caption read, "My girl." A screenshot of that post had been sent to me by one of Chase's ex-girlfriends. She had attached a note, "Control your wife. Stop letting her flirt around." That moment, my sky collapsed. The wedding venue was dead silent. Even Lily's crying had stopped. She stared blankly at the screen, as if all her strength had been drained. From the guest seating, someone couldn't hold back a curse. Shameless. Absolutely immoral. Lily's mother rolled her eyes back and fainted on the spot. Her father scrambled to pinch her philtrum, muttering through trembling lips, "Disgrace to the family. What a disgrace." Chase was thoroughly panicked now. He pointed at me, shouting with false bravado, "Jason Vance, this is an invasion of privacy. I'm going to sue you. Sue me." I laughed as if I'd heard the world's greatest joke, picking up the mic and walking down the stage steps toward him. My dress shoes clicked against the red-carpeted stairs, a dull, thudding sound. Each step felt like I was stomping on Chase and Lily's hearts. "Go ahead." I walked right up to him, staring into his terrified eyes. "But before you sue me, you might want to take a look at this." I snapped my fingers again. The video on the big screen vanished, replaced by a scanned copy of a formal document with a red header. The title was bold and clear: Report on Chase Axford, Director of Brand Marketing, regarding suspicion of embezzlement and leaking of trade secrets. This is the whistleblower report I just submitted to the company. My voice wasn't loud, but it exploded like a bomb in everyone's ears. The content details how Chase utilized his position to repeatedly leak my project concepts to our competitor, InnoTech. I paused, shifting my gaze to the shell-shocked Lily. And Lily. I looked at her. As an accomplice, she didn't just help him cover it up. She repeatedly took advantage of my absence to steal core files from my computer for him. Chase's face instantly turned as white as the wall. You're lying. You're framing me." "I am lying." I sneered. The document on the screen flipped to the next page. It was a chat log between me and the vice president of InnoTech, and several clear audio recordings. In the recording, the VP boasted triumphantly, "That kid Chase is a real talent. He sent me your Project Spark proposal a month early." The voice continued, dripping with mockery. "Jason, oh Jason, you really raised a good dog. Even your girlfriend helped your brother dig your grave. Oh, I forgot to mention, the reason you lost that last bid? I had Chase tamper with it. I knew your floor price long ago." The truth was a razor-sharp blade, slicing me into pieces. Project Spark, the one I had fought for with my life, was the most important project of my career. I had pulled countless all-nighters, losing handfuls of hair over it. In the end, I lost to InnoTech by a razor-thin margin. I was berated by my boss, mocked by colleagues, and nearly fired. I had thought it was my own incompetence. It turned out that from the very beginning, I had been sold out by the 2 people I trusted most. The chill that radiated from my bones made me stumble. I had once asked Lily why InnoTech's proposal was so similar to mine. What had she said then? "Honey, it's just a coincidence. Great minds think alike, right? Don't put so much pressure on yourself. If you lose, you lose. I'll support you." Now that I've thought about it, every word she spoke was dipped in poison. When the recording finished, the room went into an uproar. Everyone's eyes focused on Chase and Lily, filled with scorn and disgust. "Scumbags. Corporate spies. Call the police. You have to call the police." I ignored the noise around me, simply staring calmly at Chase. "Now, do you still want to sue me for invasion of privacy?" Chase's lips flapped, but no words came out. Cold sweat rolled down his temples. The screen switched again. This time, it was a high-resolution image, a police filing receipt. Oh, almost forgot. I raised a microphone as if announcing good news. Just before the wedding started, I called the police. They just called back. They've formally opened a case for theft of trade secrets. The amount involved is preliminarily estimated at over $10 million. I smiled. Chase, Lily, congratulations. You're looking at 10 years minimum. No way out. That sentence was the straw that broke the camel's back. No. Lily let out a shrill scream, her legs giving out as she collapsed to the floor. She stared at me, eyes wide with disbelief, as if looking at a demon. Jason, how could you be so cruel? All our years of love. Love. I leaned down, gripping her chin, forcing her to look at me. When you were rolling around in my bed with him, why didn't you mention love? When you stole my files and ruined my future, why didn't you mention love? I whispered, Lily, I wanted to give you the world. You were the one who smashed it with your own hands. My voice was quiet, but every word was a dagger to the heart. Tears streamed down Lily's face, mixing with her ruined makeup, making her look pathetic. She grabbed my pant leg, begging bitterly. I was wrong. Jason, I was really wrong. Forgive me this one time, okay? We can start over. I'll never see Chase again. Please, for the sake of our 5 years. 5 years. I shook off her hand, standing up straight to look down on her. In those 5 years, how much of that time did you give to him? Ask yourself honestly, did you ever love me? Lily was struck dumb by the question, only shaking her head and sobbing. Too late. It was all too late. From the moment I discovered the truth, my heart had already died. I stopped looking at her. I pulled a velvet box from my suit pocket, opened it. Inside sat a diamond ring. I had bought it with the entire bonus from my first big project, planning to surprise her at the wedding. I walked up to Lily, who was scared out of her wits, and crouched down. Under the stunned gaze of everyone, I gently placed the ring into her trembling hand. Her hand was as cold as ice. Keep this ring. My voice was light, but it carried the weight of a mountain. Consider it my gift to you and your man of honor. May your pure friendship last forever in prison. With that, I stood up and took one last look at the woman I had once loved deeply. Her face held nothing but despair and ash. I turned and walked off the stage. I didn't look back. I left the chaotic, rotting mess behind completely for them to deal with. I heard the guests' whispers, heard Lily's parents wailing, and heard the sirens whistling from afar, getting closer. None of it had anything to do with me anymore. Walking out of the hotel doors, the sunlight was blinding. I squinted, taking a deep breath of free air. The sky was so blue. My best friend, Zach Reynolds, was waiting for me at the entrance. He gave me a fierce hug. Well done. I patted his back and smiled. Yeah, well done. I had personally torn down the veil of shame called lack of boundaries to reveal the filthy affair underneath, and personally buried my love and my past. From today on, I, Jason Vance, was reborn. Getting into Zach's car, I turned off my phone. The world instantly became quiet. Zach glanced at me in the rearview mirror, hesitating. Say whatever you want. I leaned back against the seat, closing my eyes. Did you really let go? I opened my eyes, watching the streetscape rushing backward outside the window. I wouldn't say I let go. I just feel nauseous. It's like happily eating a dish, only to find a dead fly at the bottom. You don't want the rest of the food. You just want to vomit. Zach sighed and didn't speak again, just turning up the music in the car slightly. We returned to the apartment I had rented in advance, a place entirely my own. I stripped off the crisp suit, threw it on the floor, and walked into the bathroom. Hot water poured over my head. I closed my eyes, letting the stream scour my body, as if this could wash away the filth and betrayal that had seeped into my marrow. I scrubbed for a long time, until my skin was burning before stepping out. Zach had already ordered takeout for me, all my favorite dishes. Eat something. You haven't had a bite since this morning. I was indeed hungry. Picking up the chopsticks, I began to shovel food into my mouth. Zach sat opposite me, pouring me a glass of wine. What's the plan now? Deal with the company and the lawsuit first. I swallowed a mouthful of rice, then moved to a new city. This city held too many memories of Lily and me. Good ones, bad ones. I didn't want to be triggered anymore. Zach nodded. Good idea. Decided where yet. Let me know if you need help. Not yet. We'll see. We ate the meal in swift silence. After eating, I finally turned my phone back on. Dozens of missed calls and hundreds of messages flooded in instantly. My parents, Lily's parents, are mutual friends. My parents' message was brief. Son, don't be afraid. Mom and Dad support you. My heart warmed, and I replied, I'm fine, don't worry. Lily's parents sent long, rambling voice messages. Her mother was crying breathlessly, begging me to have mercy, saying Lily was just momentarily confused, invoking the years of friendship between our families, telling me not to be so absolute. Her father was roaring in the background, cursing me for being immature and ruining the reputation of both families. I didn't finish listening to a single one. Blocked, deleted, friendship, reputation. Why didn't they think of that when their daughter was doing those things? The most laughable were the so-called mutual friends. 1 second, they were laughing and chatting at our wedding, wishing us 100 years of harmony. The next second, they were in the group chat discussing what I did today as the drama of the year. Jason is too ruthless, didn't leave Lily any way out. Yeah, 5 years of feelings, was that necessary? I think Lily is pretty pitiful, who hasn't made a mistake when they were young. And Chase, you don't go after your bro's wife. That's rule number 1. I looked at those hypocritical faces and sneered. I didn't leave the group. Instead, I posted a recording from the wedding. It was the call between Chase and the InnoTech VP. Then I tag everyone. Anyone else who speaks a word for them, I'll consider you an accomplice. The group went deathly silent. A few seconds later, people started frantically retracting their messages. Hypocritical and ridiculous. I closed the messaging app and opened the news. My wedding to Lily was already the top local headline. Shocking twist at luxury wedding. Groom plays explicit video, bride and male best friend arrested by police for corporate espionage. The headline was sensational, the content detailed. Even the documents I put on the big screen were photographed clearly. The comments section had exploded. Drama of the year. This guy is savage. Well done. That's how you deal with cheaters. Male best friends with no boundaries. Every single one of them deserves to die. Link to the video. 10G for research purposes. Good karma to the provider. I scrolled through the comments expressionlessly, feeling no ripples in my heart. All of this was within my plan. What I wanted was for their reputations to be ruined, never to recover. The next day, I went back to the company. When I walked into the office, everyone's eyes shot toward me in unison. Sympathy, curiosity, and schadenfreude. My direct supervisor, Mr. Wallace, called me in his office. Mr. Wallace was a man in his 50s, usually stern and unsmiling. After Project Spar failed, he had cursed me out thoroughly. I thought he'd call me in today to lay blame as well. After all, the company had become a public laughingstock because of this incident. Seat. He pointed to the sofa opposite him. I sat down, waiting for him to speak. He remained silent for a long time before sighing. Jason, regarding this matter, I did you wrong. I was surprised. When Project Spark lost, I only thought it was your lack of ability and put a lot of pressure on you. I never imagined. Don't blame yourself, Mr. Wallace. I interrupted him. It was my own failure to judge character. Mr. Wallace shook his head. The company has set up a task force to cooperate with the police investigation. Rest assured, you will receive full credit for your work. The company has decided to restart the project, and you will still be in charge. He handed me a document. It was a new appointment letter. Project Director, double the salary. This is the company's compensation to you. I looked at the appointment letter, but my heart remained unmoved. Mr. Wallace, thank you for your kindness. I pushed the letter back. I've decided to resign. Mr. Wallace was stunned. Resign? Why? The company needs you right now, and I'm prepared to heavily promote you. I want to change my environment. I stood up and bowed slightly to him. Thank you for your mentorship over these years. Walking out of Mr. Wallace's office, I let out a long breath. I went back to my desk and started packing my things. Colleagues gathered around, talking over each other. Jason, are you really leaving? Don't go. Your stock is rising now. It's a pity to leave. Yes, stay. Make those people who laughed at you shut up. I smiled but didn't explain. They didn't understand. Staying meant carrying this unbearable past forever. Every success I had would make people think of that failed wedding. I didn't want that. I needed a brand new start. As I was packing, a strange number called. I answered. Hello, is this Mr. Jason Vance? Speaking. Hi, I'm a recruiter for Horizon Tech. My name is Lewis. Our CEO saw the news about you and admires you greatly. Is now a good time to chat? Horizon Tech? That was the industry leader, the place I had always aspired to go. My heart skipped a beat. Perhaps this was fate's true gift. A week later, Lily's mother found my new rental apartment. I didn't know where she got the address. She looked much more haggard, her hair half white, the air of a wealthy matron completely gone. Jason. Tears fell as soon as she opened her mouth. Please let Lily off the hook. I'm begging you. She looked like she was about to kneel. I stepped sideways to avoid it and held her up. Mrs. Wayne, don't do this. Then promise me, go tell the police that Chase did it all alone, that it has nothing to do with Lily, okay? She was just momentarily possessed by a ghost. She's still young. She can't go to prison. I looked at her, finding it both tragic and laughable. Even now, all she thought about was how to escape punishment, not true repentance. I suddenly remembered something. 3 years ago, on my 2-year anniversary with Lily, I had booked a restaurant a month in advance and prepared gifts. That day, Lily got a call from Chase saying he had been dumped and was drinking at a bar. Lily didn't say a word before moving to leave and find him. I stopped her. Today is our anniversary. Lily was impatient. We can celebrate an anniversary any day. Chase needs me right now. We had a huge fight. In the end, she left anyway. I sat alone in that romantic Western restaurant all night. The next day, I went to her mother to complain. What had her mother said then? Jason, you're just too petty. Boys and girls can have pure friendships, you know. Lily and Chase grew up together. It's normal for them to be close. As her boyfriend, you should be more magnanimous. It turned out that everything was destined from that moment. It was mother and daughter who personally draped the cloak of pure friendship over this deformed relationship. I pulled my arm out of her grasp and took a step back, creating distance. Mrs. Wayne, did you know? I still have one video I haven't released. Lily's mother froze. I took out my phone and tapped on a video file. It was the last one and the one I least wanted to see. The footage was from the night before the wedding. Lily and Chase were in my living room. Lily was leaning into Chase's arms, looking dreamy. Once we're married, Jason gets the bonus for Project Spark. That's a full $2 million. Then, we can use that money to travel the world. Chase stroked her hair, smiling indulgently. Sure, whatever you say. Once I snatch his position at the company too, you'll be the real boss's wife. Lily giggled and punched his chest. You're so bad. The video ended. I turned off the phone and looked at Lily's mother, whose face was ashen. Now, do you still think she was just momentarily confused? Lily's mother trembled all over, her lips shaking, unable to say a word. Her eyes looked at me with fear. After a long while, as if drained of all strength, she turned around violently, stumbling away like a lost soul. I knew she would never come looking for me again. Some evil is rooted in the bone. It can never be washed clean. A month later, the case went to trial. As the plaintiff and key witness, I attended the hearing. In court, I saw Lily and Chase again. They wore prison uniforms and handcuffs, looking gaunt. Lily was so thin she was unrecognizable, her eyes empty like a puppet without a soul. Only when she saw me did a ripple appear in those dead eyes. It was a bone-deep hatred. Chase looked utterly defeated and unwilling. The trial went smoothly. The evidence was irrefutable. The recordings of me and the Innotech VP, the conspiracy video of Lily and Chase, and the file transfer records recovered from their computers. Every piece of evidence was a nail in their coffin. Their lawyer tried to make a final struggle, arguing they were first-time offenders and asking for leniency. I stood up, facing the judge's bench, stating calmly, what they destroyed wasn't just a project worth millions, but a young man's entire passion for his career and all his hopes for the future. If such betrayal and harm can be easily forgiven, then is there any justice left in this world? My words silenced the entire courtroom. Finally, the judge pronounced the verdict right there. Chase Axford, for theft of trade secrets and embezzlement, combined punishment, 12 years in prison. Lily Wayne, as an accessory, 5 years in prison. They were jointly ordered to compensate me and my former company for economic losses totaling $12 million. The moment the verdict was read, Lily couldn't hold on any longer. She screamed and fainted. Chase acted like an enraged beast, struggling and roaring as the bailiffs pinned him down. I watched this scene calmly, feeling no pleasure nor any sympathy, only the exhaustion of dust settling. Walking out of the courthouse, the sun was shining. My lawyer patted my shoulder. Jason, congratulations. Justice may be late, but it is never absent. I smiled. Yeah, my justice was something I had personally snatched back from hell. Lily's family quickly sold their properties and company shares, wiring the compensation to my account. The double refund for the dowry and banquet costs also arrived, down to the last cent. With this money, plus the signing bonus from Horizon Tech, I bought a house with a river view in my new city. Standing in front of the massive floor-to-ceiling windows, looking down at the endless flow of traffic, I knew my brand new life had begun. 2 years later, I was now the general manager of projects at Horizon Tech. The Daybreak system I led had successfully launched, breaking years of foreign technical monopolies and creating billions in value for the company. I had become the youngest legend in the industry. That day at the project celebration party, I drank a bit too much. On the way home, I got a call from Zach. Jason, tell you something. Lily is out. My drunkenness instantly faded by half. Early release? Yeah, good behavior inside. Sentence reduced. Zach's tone was complicated. I saw her on the street today. I remained silent. She's changed a lot. Waiting tables at a small diner. I heard from the owner that after her parents' company went bankrupt, her dad had a stroke. Her mom couldn't handle it alone. Life's been pretty hard for her. And Chase? I asked. He's still inside. Heard his family disowned him a long time ago. Zach paused, asking carefully, "Don't have any thoughts, do you?" I laughed. What thoughts could I have? I'm living a great life. Hanging up, I asked the driver to stop by the riverside. The night breeze felt comfortable on my face. Across the river stood the city's new landmark, a project I had helped design, its lights brilliant like a galaxy. My phone buzzed. It was a message from my new assistant. "Mr. Vance, the materials for the meeting with Starlight Capital tomorrow have been sent to your email. Also, the flight to Switzerland you asked for has been booked." I replied with received. This weekend, I was planning to go skiing in the Alps to thoroughly relax. Looking at the thousands of lights reflected on the river surface, I suddenly thought of Lily, not with longing, nor with resentment. Just like remembering a story I heard a long time ago. The people in the story were unrecognizable now, and I was no longer that fool who could be tricked by a phrase like pure friendship. The so-called lack of boundaries was nothing but a hypocritical cloak for dirty deeds. Some people sink into it, deceiving themselves. I chose to tear it off with my own hands, even if it meant getting bloodied. Because I knew that only by guarding my own bottom line and dignity could I truly win the respect of others and myself. The river breeze blew past, scattering the last traces of alcohol. I turned and got into the car. "Driver, let's go home." To my own home. That brightly lit, warm, and peaceful place. Story complete.